Now at 5, feels like an inferno in the Inland Empire. Also an evacuation warning still in effect tonight. Where and putting out the line fire.
Plus, from high in the sky to the streets of Hawthorne, a plane crashed and burst into flames. How many people were hurt?
And the worst of it is here. This heat wave peaking today, triple-digit temperatures everywhere. But one local neighborhood may be feeling it the worst. The news at 5 begins right now.
NBC4 News at 5 starts with breaking news.
And so once again today we begin with that heat wave. Temperatures are anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees above normal today. And if there is any good news out there at all, it's not going up from here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Kathy Vara in today for Annabelle. That cool down is going to be gradual, so expect things to be hot for quite a while. Meteorologist David Bigger here with your first alert forecast. David?
Yeah, so it is a little bit of good news and bad news. The good news is it's definitely not going to get any hotter. We have made it to the peak of the heat wave. The bad news is that we still have another 2 or 3 days of some dangerous heat ahead of us. So here's what we're looking at with the high temperatures today. We got to 114 in Van Nuys as well as Ontario, 115 around Riverside and San Bernardino today, 113 around Hemet, 111 around Anaheim, 109 in Long Beach, and I can tell you that we also hit 111 degrees in downtown LA. Here's what we are looking at as we head into the weekend. It is still a very high risk of heat-related illnesses, mainly because we're starting to move away from the 115-degree temperatures, but we're still going to have some warm overnights. So that means that anybody exposed to the heat has a very high risk of developing heat-related illnesses. You'll still want to avoid outdoor activity this weekend, especially after about 10 o'clock in the morning, and you'll want to stay in air conditioning. All the heat alerts are still up all the way. We're still looking at dangerously hot temperatures as well as some warm overnight temperatures. But as we've been mentioning, we do have some changes coming our way. The cooling will start tomorrow, but will still be well above 100 degrees. The real cooling actually kicks off as we get into next week. I'll take you through all this in just a couple of minutes. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Now, if they were doing anything outside today, people had to get out there early as temperatures rose in Woodland Hills.
We're talking 116 degrees today. That is according to our weather team. NBC4's Gordon Tokamatsu spoke with some locals who say they're used to the heat, but this is excessive.
There's hot, and then there's Woodland Hills hot. Ask anyone who lives here. So you know about the heat?
Yes, but this is a bit much right now.
Or just glance up a tree in your favorite park. Squirrels stare down at you in a heat-induced stupor. Some of them lay chest down on the ground, a pose called splooting, to cool off. Water fountains look like gifts from the heavens, but dry up instantly the second you turn them off. Meteorologists,
I would say every single time we've got heat waves,
like our own Shauna Mendiola, routinely place Woodland Hills at the top of the temperatures list when the mercury starts rising. The New York Times just named this part of the city the hottest neighborhood in all of Los Angeles. And Shauna says it's all about location.
Woodland Hills is located just on the other side of Santa Monica Mountains. It's kind of like a heat pocket.
Unlike in other parts of the valley, those mountains perfectly block sea breezes making their way inland from Malibu.
It has to wind its way through the mountains, and by the time it gets there, the air is hot.
If you live here, you're probably aware that it's generally hotter year-round, but it's especially noticeable in a heat wave.
I saw the temperature on the car, 112, 115, but it's like an oven. It's pretty hot.
We asked visitors Michelle Berryman and her husband Alan if they'd consider moving here. After all, some 75,000 people call this community home, with wide open spaces, free parking, and pools, lots of pools. She said, no thanks.
We live in Tehachapi, so we got a mountain climate. We get some snow and cooler.
4 years ago, Woodland Hills actually made history, 121 degrees, the highest temperature ever recorded in LA County. In Woodland Hills, Gordon Tokumatsu, NBC4 News.
So over the coming days, the best advice is to stay hydrated and find shade wherever you can. And of course, you can rely on our NBCLA app. It not only will keep you updated on temperatures, but it'll tell you where to find cooling centers near you.
2 people were seriously injured after a plane crashed into a parking lot in Hawthorne early this morning. NBC4's Amber Frias joins us live from the area right now with the latest on the investigation there. Amber.
Colleen, good afternoon. The street is back open, but this is the area where the plane crashed earlier this morning. It was right over these parking spaces, a little further back, closer to the light. Now, police say there were 2 people inside the plane that had to be taken to the hospital in critical condition. And then meanwhile, out here, people who live